A very good morning to all of you friends. Now in this video we are going to study about biology for class 9 cell organelles. In our previous video we have studied about the 4 important cell organelles, that is we have read about endoplasmic reticulum, about ribosomes, Golgi apparatus and lysosomes. And in today's video we are going to study about the next 4 important cell organelles, which are mitochondria, about plastids, about vacuoles and centrosomes. Okay, so let us begin with mitochondria. Now in our previous one we have read that cell organelles are special type of structures which are present in the cell, which are concerned with definite functions. Okay, so mitochondria is our next cell organelle. So mitochondria is also called powerhouse of the cell. Okay, so this is the structure of mitochondria. You can say it is also called powerhouse of the cell. Now in this mitochondria, please see the diagram carefully. Here by the help of the blue color I have tried to denote the outer membrane, because it is a double membrane bound structure. So it has got an outer membrane that is blue in color and an inner membrane that is pink in color. Now this inner membrane is thrown into certain fold like structures. These fold like structures are called cristae. Okay, so if the blue one is the outer membrane, then the pink one is the inner membrane. The inner membrane has some finger like projections which are called cristae. Okay, you can also see inside the mitochondria, you can see a DNA molecule is present. Okay, so DNA molecule and some ribosomes. Okay, so this is the special feature of mitochondria, that it consists of DNA and ribosomes. Okay, so they are also called semi-autonomous units. We will study about them. And also very important structure that is present in the mitochondria are the F1 particles. You can see here some racket like structures, okay, tennis racket like structures which are present inside the, you can say, inner membrane that is attached to the cristae. These are called F1 particles. Okay, they contain the enzymes which are important for respiration. So they contain respiratory enzymes. Powerhouse of the cell, that means mitochondria, they participate in cellular respiration. So these respiratory enzymes are present in these F1 particles. Okay, easy to understand. Now let us start with the characteristics as well as the function of mitochondria. Okay, now let us see. It is a double membrane bound structure. 2 membranes are there, so double membrane bound structure. Now the outer membrane is porous in nature, so it allows the transportation of substances, whereas the inner membrane is deeply folded and is known as cristae. Okay, so please remember these 2 terms. Now it has its own DNA molecule and ribosomes, so mitochondria can make some of their own proteins. Okay, so because mitochondria in this diagram, you can see it consists of its own DNA molecule and ribosomes, so it is capable of producing some of its own proteins. Mind you, specific proteins which are required for the synthesis of mitochondria, those proteins. So that is why mitochondria is also called semi-autonomous organelles. So why mitochondria are called semi-autonomous organelles? Because they contain their own DNA molecules and ribosomes, so they can synthesize some of their own proteins. Okay, so they are called semi-autonomous organelles. Now they are also called powerhouse of the cell. Very important question. Why are they called powerhouse of the cell? Let us study. During cellular respiration, they release energy and store it in the form of ATP. So these mitochondria, they have respiratory enzymes present in the F1 particles. Okay, during aerobic respiration, when aerobic respiration takes place, that means glucose combines with oxygen to release carbon dioxide, water and energy. Those energy are formed inside the mitochondria. Okay, so synthesis of energy takes place inside the mitochondria and they are stored in the form of energy currencies which are called ATP molecules. Okay, so ATP stands for adenosine triphosphate. So adenosine triphosphate are also called energy currency of the cell. So because they are called energy currency of the cell and mitochondria helps in synthesis and storage of ATP, so mitochondria is also called the powerhouse of the cell. During which process? During aerobic respiration or cellular respiration. Okay, you must know that inside a cell respiration takes place in two places. That means the cytoplasm. The first phase of respiration takes place in the cytoplasm. The second phase takes place in mitochondria. So mitochondria helps in you can say respiration, or it forms a major cell organelle that helps in which cellular respiration takes place. Okay, and after respiration it helps in synthesis of energy which is stored in the form of ATP. So mitochondria are called the powerhouse of the cell. Now let us see our next important cell organelle, that is plastids. Okay, now you already know that plastids are present only in case of plant cells. Okay, animals do not have plastids. Here I have drawn a structure of a chloroplastid. Okay, you know plastids are of three types: chloroplastids, chromoplast or chromoplastids, and leucoplast or leucoplastids. So here I have drawn a chloroplast, okay, or a chloroplastid. In this diagram, let us see quickly what are the different parts. The outer membrane, because plastids are double membrane bound structure, so they also have outer membrane, okay, just like mitochondria. They have inner membrane also. Okay, you can see some coin-like structures which are present inside the matrix. Those coin-like structures are called thylakoids. Okay, thylakoids are stacked over one another. They are present as layer over one another. So they form a layer of grana or granum. Okay, singular is granum, many grana. So thylakoids are stacked over one another and they form granum. These granum are the site for photosynthesis, that is the light reaction. Okay, and some lamellae or stroma lamellae are present which joins the individual granum, and the matrix is called stroma. Okay, the matrix of the chloroplastid, that is called stroma, where the dark reaction of photosynthesis takes place. Okay, so chloroplastids are basically concerned with photosynthesis because they contain chlorophyll in the thylakoid membranes of the chloroplastids. So you should know where are these chlorophyll molecules present. They are present in the membrane of the thylakoids. Okay. Now what are thylakoids? So grana is made up of some you can say coin-like structures. Each sac is known as thylakoid. This thylakoid, in their membrane, they contain the pigment, that is chlorophyll, that helps in synthesis of photosynthesis. Okay, the production of food. Now plastids are present only in plant cells. We know. Double membrane bound structures, okay, they have outer membrane and inner membrane. Plastids have their own DNA and ribosomes like mitochondria. Very important point. Plastids also, just like the you can say mitochondria, just now we have read, they also contain their own DNA as well as ribosomes. So they are also capable of, you can say, producing some of their own proteins. Okay, so they are also called semi-autonomous units. They are self-replicating organelles. Okay, mitochondria and plastids, very very important. They are also called semi-autonomous organelles because they contain their own DNA and ribosomes. So they are capable of producing some of their own proteins. So they are called semi-autonomous cell organelles. Okay, very important point about plastids as well as the previous one, that is mitochondria. Now let us see the types and functions of these plastids. Okay, chloroplast, they help in photosynthesis because they contain the photosynthetic pigment called chlorophyll. Chromoplastids or chromoplast, they contain yellow, orange and red pigments which impart color to the flowers and fruits. Okay, and leucoplastids, which are colorless and they help in storing starch, oil and protein granules in them. Okay, so very important, what are plastids, what are the types of plastids and what are the functions of each type of plastids. Now let us see our next cell organelle, that is vacuoles. Okay, vacuoles. Now here I have drawn a plant cell because again, just like plastids, large vacuoles are present only in case of plant cells. Okay, so here I have drawn a large vacuole, and you know this vacuole contains cell sap. That means cell solution of minerals, water or liquid. They store some liquids, some fluids, things, etc. Okay, or they can also store some solid contents also. Now let us see, membrane bound storage sac filled with solid or liquid content. Okay, so these vacuoles are made up of single membrane, that is also called tunoplast. So the membrane of vacuole is single and it is also called tonoplast. 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 Okay. Now, so they are membrane bound storage sacs, okay, filled with solid or liquid contents. Plant cells have large vacuole, animal cells have small and few vacuoles. Okay, this is a very important point about vacuoles or how to differentiate vacuoles among plant or animal cells. So, in case of plant cell, they are usually one or two big vacuoles, large vacuoles which are filled with cell sap. But in case of animal cell, there are just a few small vacuoles. Okay. Let us see the functions of vacuoles. Now, vacuoles filled with cell sap provides turgidity and rigidity to the cell. Okay, so they make the cell turgid and rigid. Okay, so they are filled with cell saps. Number 2, they store amino acids, sugars, proteins, etc. in them. Okay, so storage function. So it provides rigidity as well as also helps in storage of substances like amino acids, sugars, proteins, and then different types of, you can say, pigments that imparts color to the flowers or fruits, etc. Okay, so here we finish vacuoles. Now the next one, centrosomes. This is not given in our NCERT book, but still you should know there is another cell organelle that is known as centrosome, which is present only in the animal cells. Okay, so present in animal cells only, and they regulate cell division process. So they help in cell division. Got it? They are made up of centrioles to rod-shaped structures which are called centrioles, and some aster, star-like structures, or you can say spindle fiber-like structures which are called microtubules. Okay, so they help in cell division in animal cell. But these are absent in case of plant cells. In plant cell, you can say spindle formation takes place. Okay, spindle, spindle, spindle formation takes place, and that helps in division of two plant cells into two daughter cells. Okay, so one plant cell may divide into two daughter cells when spindle formation takes place and cell plate formation takes place between them. You will read about these things in higher classes. Got it? So centrosomes are present only in animal cells and they help in cell division. Okay, so they help in pulling of the chromosomes during cell division and formation of the daughter cells. So here we finish 8 of our cell organelles in 2 different videos. So your assignment is to make a column, write down the cell organelles which are present in plants and which are present in animals separately, and functions as well as diagrams of each and every cell organelle. Okay, usually these diagrams are not present in our NCERT book. You can refer to Sultan Chand or S. Chand book also, or you can draw the diagrams from this note also. Okay, thank you so much for watching the video, and please prepare this lesson well. Thank you so much.